What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, where we take your favorite movies, break them down, roast the questionable decisions, and relive the absolute chaos, all with a healthy dose of humor. If you're into Bollywood recaps, hilarious movie explanations, and nostalgic deep dives, you're in the right place. So before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next movie breakdown. Now grab your snacks, get comfortable, and let's jump into today's movie. 1991, explained like it's a village soap opera on steroids. Intro. So I watched Saugand, Akshay Kumar's debut movie, and guys, this movie has everything. Murder, revenge, generational trauma, toxic masculinity, and enough ego to power an entire village. So buckle up because this isn't a movie. It's basically a family feud with songs. Chapter 1. The world's most egoistic man. We start with Sarang Singh, the village landlord. This man has one personality trait, ego. His whole thing is, I will never bow my head. Sir, nobody asked you to. They're just trying to put a garland on you. This man acts like bending his neck by 5 degrees will end civilization. Meme on screen. Men will literally start a blood feud instead of going to therapy. Chapter 2. Romeo and Juliet. But make it violent. Sarang's sister falls in love with a guy named Shiva. And apparently in this village, falling in love is considered a federal crime. Sarang finds out and decides the only reasonable response is murder. Not just the couple. He basically wipes out Shiva's entire family. Bro went from protective brother to final boss villain in 3 seconds. Chapter 3. The promise that starts everything. The only survivor is Ganga, who's pregnant. And she doesn't ask for justice. She doesn't call the police. She literally says, I'm going to have a son, you'll have a daughter, and my son will marry your daughter and make you bow your head. Girl really said, I'm playing the long game. Meme. Revenge level. I'll wait 20 years. Chapter 4. The most unhinged parenting ever. Time skip. Ganga raises her son, Shiva, with one goal, revenge. Sarang raises his daughter, Chand, like she's training for the Village Olympics and a WWE championship simultaneously. Nobody in this movie believes in normal childhoods. Everyone's raising children like secret weapons. Chapter 5. Enter baby Akshay Kumar. And then we get young Akshay Kumar. And honestly, you can already tell he's going to become an action star. This man enters with maximum hero energy. 0 thoughts. 1 mission. Exist dramatically. Every time he walks into a scene, the movie is basically screaming, look everyone, this is the hero. And to be fair, it's Akshay Kumar. Even in his debut film, the confidence is already there. He's throwing punches, delivering dramatic dialogue, and looking like he's ready to fight anyone who breathes in his direction. The plot? Secondary. Aura? Maximum. Chapter 6. Enemies to lovers because Bollywood said so. Shiva and Chand meet. Naturally, they hate each other. Naturally, they fight. Naturally, they fall in love. Because old Bollywood had one rule. If a man and a woman argue for more than 15 minutes, they're soulmates. There's no dating phase. No getting to know each other. Just one argument. Another argument. A dramatic song. And suddenly they're staring into each other's eyes like destiny itself wrote the script. Honestly, old Bollywood could turn road rage into a love story. Meme. Enemies to lovers speedrun. Chapter 7. The problematic stuff. Now we need to talk about some scenes in this movie because, wow. There are moments where male aggression is treated as romantic tension. There are scenes where boundaries are ignored and some interactions are supposed to come across as passionate, but today just make you go, sir, absolutely not. And then there's that infamous scene where he tries to get physically close and says she has to give him the warmth of her body. Pause. No, that is not flirting. That is not romance. That is called making everyone watching deeply uncomfortable. It's one of those moments where you pause the movie, stare at the screen for a second, and wonder, how did anyone think this was romantic? Thankfully, times have changed and audiences today expect. Chapter 8. The Other Villain. Meanwhile, another guy also wants Chand. And because every 90s movie requires at least one extra creepy man, he decides he deserves her simply because she rejected him. Classic old Bollywood logic. Woman says no. Man hears, try harder. No, sir. That's not how this works. It's honestly amazing how many movies from this era thought persistence automatically meant romance. Spoiler alert. It doesn't. If someone says no, that's the end of the conversation. Chapter 9. The Big Reveal. And then everyone realizes, oh, these are literally the same kids from the Revenge Prophecy. Ganga's son. Sarang's daughter. Everything is happening exactly as she predicted. 20 years later and her revenge plan is still on schedule. Honestly, her dedication is terrifying. And kind of impressive. Imagine planning something for 2 decades and it actually works. Meanwhile, I forget what I walked into a room for. Chapter 10. Ego's Final Boss Fight. Now Sarang has a choice. Accept the marriage. Bow his head. End the feud. Simple, right? Wrong. Because remember his entire personality? Ego. This man would rather destroy himself than admit he lost. Every opportunity to end the conflict is right there in front of him. And every single time, his pride gets in the way. And that's exactly what makes him such a tragic character. He's not defeated because someone is stronger than him. He's defeated because he can't let go of his own ego. In the end, the movie isn't really about love. It isn't even about revenge. It's about what happens when pride becomes your entire identity. Once your ego starts making every decision, everyone around you ends up paying the price. Ending. So that was Sogand. A movie where falling in love starts a massacre. Revenge takes 20 years. Children are raised like weapons. Men mistake aggression for romance. One man lets his ego ruin absolutely everything. Peak 90s Bollywood.